What's going on YouTube? Zach is back, bringing you another Pokemon Unite replay commentary. This time we're playing Pikachu, a very fun Pokemon, a very fun attacker in my book. A very easy one to play as well. And he works really great as a support type Pokemon with experience share because he hits all his timings really early, the same way most supports do. And he has a lot of tools that supports like, just being able to throw out sure hit, very annoying moves is very useful in a character like this. So without further ado, we will get into it. But I want to say again, of course, happy holidays. Hope you are all doing well in this fine season. If you are, give me a like. Let me know in the comments what sort of stuff you got going on. I love hearing about holiday stuff. I personally don't have a lot going on, but, life's good right now, so we're just enjoying it. Anyway, so Pikachu with experience share is something I've talked about in the past, I think in my experience share video and in my attackers items video. I mentioned that specifically in both, I think, because Pikachu is the quintessential example of a Pokemon that makes good use of experience share as an attacker. First of all, you get your moves at 4 and 6, so even if you're not getting a lot of levels compared to your carry, you're still going to be able to be useful in fights early on. And 2, Pikachu is very strong even in base levels. His best stat by far at all levels is special attack, and his special attack is good even in early levels, so you could just bully people, especially if someone like Suicune, who's relatively tanky to stand behind. So here, with our lead, we easily attract attention from their mid. Thankfully, ours comes as well, so we should be favored here. And at the start here, it looks pretty good. Unfortunately, my guy's taking a lot of damage very heavily, though, and decides to stay instead of retreat, and gets picked off by the Sylveon, who evolves, which is pretty unfortunate. And then I overextend as well, kind of banking on that guy leaving, and then we both die. Which is really not what you want there when you should have the numbers advantage. Nonetheless, Suicune's still a very strong laner, so he's able to still get a lot of that. The one downside of Pikachu as a supportive Pokemon in lane is, unlike most supporters and defenders, Pikachu's very, very fragile. So you do have to be very careful. It is one of those things that it's easy to learn and say by example, but do keep in mind, I even make mistakes like that all the time, of course. We're all human, after all. Here I'm trying to make sure we get our farm, get our levels, make sure we're able to actually contest them. The Sylveon, the build he's going, I know he's going to be Calm Mind already, which is really annoying for our team because we're all special based, so Calm Mind really wrecks us. So as we'll see throughout the game, Sylveon will be a continual menace to my entire team. But in the meantime, we're going to go mid to contest this Regidrago, hopefully. Our Suicune lingers top to defend, which makes sense since they have a weak laner top in that guy. And I have good bursts. I don't mind coming here to connect with bottom lane. I can get here pretty quick, pick up some berries, make sure I'm tanky enough to be able to actually stand my ground here. I saw someone in this bush earlier, so I'm like trying to not do it too much by myself, but I want to keep hitting it so that way we can get it. Here I pan my camera and notice they're coming up to meet me, so I stop hitting to wait for them to get here so they can start hitting it and I can time my last hit. And with a nice timed Electro Ball, I managed to nail it, and using bushes as cover, I can easily avoid this guy's damage and take him out. Keep in mind, your position in the bush won't be revealed unless someone launches an attack at you as you went in the bush, or you deal damage from the bush. So if you're in a bush, or if you're getting hit by someone, you can just go run and hide in the bush. It's actually a very good play against Pikachu, I will say. It's a very common thing you see where Pika will ult and someone just runs in the bush and then Pika's ult does nothing. Because you can't get the person without seeing them. Here though with the Mew, we're able to get a lot of damage pretty quickly and take that out thanks to coaching. I still have a little bit of the Regidrago buff, so my pride being what it is, my plan now is to try to score bottom with the last bit of this Regidrago buff, which I'll admit is a very risky plan, potentially very bad, but I am able to get it off using the speed of Volt Tackle of the Disable on that guy. But by the time I've done it, that guy catches up, and now I'm just sitting ducks for them. I can almost escape here, but that Sylveon is just too much damage, and he flashes in to get me. My teammates use Venusaur ults to take care of the unevolved Tinkaton. Kind of a waste in my opinion, but no matter. The fight afterwards hopefully is good, right? Switch the vision some so you can see multiple angles. Nice, nice. So we're getting all the KOs. Oh, this was actually a really interesting thing that happened over here. So Greninja, I forgot about this. Greninja this whole time, he's been in our jungle because his team's really bad. He just wants to farm and get levels. So I come, I'm like, oh, I'm 8 when I respawn. I'm going to go farm jungle. And then I ran into Greninja and he killed me. That's why I died. Yeah, that's where I died right there. He ulted me though, so at least I got that out of it. And even with passive XP, I do get my ult eventually. I just thought it would have been nice to show up bottom with it in case there was a fight. But having it here means I can still help push my team if they need it. But honestly, we don't even need the help because the enemy team's not really playing the area. I think they've sort of become nihilistic thanks to Greninja's selfishness and are now all splitting the map. Which is sometimes the best play when you're behind, I will say. It means that even as you're losing ground, you're still able to maintain relevance in levels. So if there is a good fight, you can suddenly regain ground quickly, which we will see happen at some points in this game. I wisely make use of bushes to hide from Sylveon until I have a teammate connect with me so we can take them out together. And I decided just to ult here. It's a bit of overkill, but it helps kill Mimikyu, and it makes sure that even through all that guy's special defense and ridiculousness, we can get him. I dodged Greninja's ult with the Volt Tackle there, and Electro Ball is really, really good against Greninja. In fact, Pikachu is good against Greninja in general. There I didn't quite expect Greninja to die as quickly as he did. If I had, I could have Electro Balled that guy, and he would have been a lot easier to KO. But my teammates do get him eventually. They're doing just fine. Good, Evo. My cat's here to say hi. Where are we at? We are fighting for Regice. My goal here is pretty much to either last hit with Electro Ball or stop their last hit with Volt Tackle. So I threw an Electro Ball at the objective and then I Volt Tackled Mimikyu. And with the momentum we're getting afterwards, plus the Regice buff, we're easily able to win the next team fight. Our team's maintaining really good momentum on the map right now. The enemy team is still strong in levels, like I said before. So, you know, if we do lose fights, they can start KOing gold pads. Here I sort of leave to go bottom, which is a bit of a self-play on my part, to be honest. But I think it's justifiable in that this play up here is not entirely necessary, and it might be arguably better just to be bottom already, doing this objective, because we can get it really quickly, and then it has to go into their base, and we have a long time to push it even. We can use our ults and get it in. That would be incredibly valuable. I don't even care about this thing at that point, you know? But instead, I'm used here, so I'm going to farm with him, make use of experience share for full value. My team is doing good on levels overall as well, so even though the enemy team has been farming the map nicely, we're still ahead overall just because we're winning the game. So here I'm going to back off to try to get the objective, but unfortunately I Electro Balled a little early. I think I was just trying to hit AO people in the team fight. Alas, didn't work out so nicely. Leaving our Suicune to manage this defense operation by himself, usually not ideal. He's relatively tanky though as an all-rounder. He can easily take care of the Cinderace at least. But the Pikachu is left behind and takes him out. And that leaves us to farm now. And again, I'm making use of experience share value. I'm just going to go with the Venusaur and make sure that I get experience share from everything he's doing. And he gets to farm with me, and so we get the farm done faster. I think that one he didn't get, but for the most part, I'm doing my best to make sure he gets farm as well. With the timing here though, my thought now is to go top. I decided to try to hit this, but I can't get it in time. And so I'm running top with X speed now, which isn't always ideal. And here I just get caught out in between 3 very powerful damage dealers in the late game, which again showcases Pikachu's fragility in team fights and sort of why you need to play safe with him. When you're Volt Tackling an attack or a damage dealer in a situation like that, you gotta be incredibly careful, especially when you don't know what the enemy damage dealers are. I thought I was careful enough, I guess not, but you know, that's just how it goes sometimes. I always say that everyone makes mistakes, and that's because I make mistakes too. And y'all love to point it out sometimes in my Twitch chat, but I think it's good because, I don't know, I like for my viewers to learn from their mistakes and my mistakes. So if you see me die as Pikachu in a silly way, now you know not to die that way. Nonetheless, here comes the team fight. Thankfully, we've got ult on Pika to easily take out 2 very quickly. I get caught up on the Sylveon for a while, or rather, he's fighting me. That leaves me sort of sandwiched between these 2 damage dealers. I try to just deal what damage I can before I get KO'd, but it's not quite very much. And it leaves my Suicune to fight alone now. Thankfully, we pick off the Cinderace very quickly, so they don't really have any rip. As strong as the Sylveon build is against our team overall, it's not really very good at dealing sustained damage against objectives, so Sylveon has a really hard time doing things in situations like this, because he's stayed for so long. He actually has no HP now, leaving my team to regroup and take positions, and we're still in the lead at this point, so we can just keep controlling the pit. Greninja decides to start from the top to try to get the last hit, which makes sense. His team's behind, he's 15, he needs it, but unfortunately he's way too squishy, and revealing himself like that early I think is really unwise. My goal here is just control the mid ground in this fight, deal damage where I can, secure KOs where I can, help people where I can. My team's on the objective now, so my thought is keep Sylveon off. And, yep, we're able to KO Sylveon. I have to give my life for it, but that is what we need to be able to secure the objective guaranteed, which results in the enemy team surrendering. At that point, we didn't even need the objective or the score, but you know, that's how you win a game. You play as a team and you make use of your team's assets together. In a situation like that, as Pikachu, I might not be the best damage dealer on my team, and in fact, I wasn't. I only had out-damaged the Vaporeon, which is kind of surprising. This guy had a lot of damage. But what I contribute in these team fights is the long-range, secure hit of Electro Ball, giving that AoE slow, and the Volt Tackle to hold people in place for my other people to deal damage. We have a lot of good stun stacking between Vaporeon, 1 second, Reggie, Vaporeon, Suicune, and Mew. So that's going to be it, though. Thank you all so much for watching. I really appreciate you guys. Let me know in the comments when you want to see future videos. Share with your friends. Subscribe for more stuff like this. And follow me on Twitch. Link in the description. Thank you all so much for watching. Peace.